I'm Johnny Cab. Where can I take you tonight?
Drive! Drive!
Would you please repeat the destination?
Oh, anywhere, just go! Go!
So we may not have a Johnny Cab, but we do have something kind of similar. In May 2010, a new company came up with an idea that enabled people to share car rides. This gained popularity really quickly and has now almost completely replaced the taxi cab service. This company is called Uber. Companies similar to Uber have also gained popularity. Their main competitor, Lyft, completes over 1 million rides every single day. So we've grown very dependent on these services, and this dependence has led to a lot of creepy and weird situations. You can find evidence of this by simply scrolling through YouTube and see many people sharing their stories on how their Uber drivers have stalked or kidnapped them. Crazy stuff. Incidents like these are why Uber was sued over 400 times in 2017 alone. These incidents cost the consumers, drivers, and company millions of dollars, along with being an overall bad look. Drivers aren't the only thing that's a problem. Car crashes cause over 30,000 deaths every single year, occurring over 5.5 million times every single year. United States taxpayers pay over $500 billion to repair cars and roads every single year. Not only this, but cars emit carbon dioxide, which contributes to 60% of all greenhouse gases in our atmosphere.
Now, what can we do to solve these problems? Well, it's common knowledge that many vehicles these days use alternative fuel, like Tesla's all-electric car. But recently, Toyota released a new car, the Toyota Mirai. It's a hybrid, but not like any hybrid we've seen before. Most hybrids are electric and oil, but the Toyota Mirai is a hybrid of electricity and water. The car itself runs on hydrogen. And on top of that, many companies like Ford have been planning to invest billions of dollars into inventing more eco-friendly, rider-friendly, and driver-friendly services. Some of the ideas that have been out there are implementing further use of self-driving cars. And while self-driving cars are not new ideas, they're still not accepted and are considered too dangerous to be put into commercial use. Now, people's fear in these self-driving vehicles are not unprecedented. There have been many crashes, including one case where an SUV using autonomous mode crashed into and killed a pedestrian while going extremely fast. This accident occurred because Uber's self-driving program was faulty and shows catastrophic failure in self-driving technology. John Simpson, the Privacy and Technology Director at Consumer Watchdogs, even went to say is, Uber seems to be a company that cut corners in order to get this thing on the road.
Scary, huh? Now, although it may seem like the car was at fault, you can clearly see that the person behind the wheel was not paying attention whatsoever. They were even using their phones. Car manufacturing companies strictly advise that people in self-driving cars pay attention to the road so they can take control if something goes wrong. The dream of fully autonomous self-driving vehicles is not far away. It's projected to be released within the next 2 to 3 years. In fact, tests are already being conducted and prototypes are already being released showing immense improvement in this technology. An early access self-driving car program called Waymo was recently released in Arizona. Waymo uses 360-degree technology to scan the environment around it, enabling it to detect other cars and obstacles on the road. Although Waymo and other self-driving cars are able to function pretty well on their own, they're still not available to the public because there are a few minor kinks they need to work out.
This dream of having a self-driving car is going to soon become a reality, but at what cost? Companies like Uber and Lyft have given jobs to millions of people, and to those who aren't full-time drivers, have given people a way to scrape together extra income when things are tough. Implementing self-driving vehicles is going to remove that income completely. Though it won't be all bad. With the future holding completely self-driving and electronic vehicles, human error and unneeded pollution will be completely removed. And all those long talks, talking to and listening to your Uber drivers will be a thing of the past. On top of that, without drivers, the cost will be extremely lowered. And as a person who constantly uses this service, those $5 to $10 rides add up quickly. But how popular will this be? Companies like Uber and Lyft have been extremely successful, with Uber itself being worth more than $120 billion. The issue is, people still don't trust self-driving cars. After an accident involving a self-driving car, the amount of Americans who are afraid to ride in a self-driving vehicle increased from 62% to 73% in 1 year.
Climate change due to carbon emissions is one of the biggest problems humanity is facing now. Fortunately for us, self-driving electric cars will help reduce carbon emissions because they're fully electric. If we use these,
we can help make our world a better place for us and our children.